Hey guys, so this is technically a video response to a Sexplanations video. You don't really need to watch that video to understand this, but it's a great video, so I recommend you go check it out. I will link it somewhere here and down below. This video is about a very specific part of that video, and I'm making a whole video about it because I have way too much to say on this topic. The topic being, what the heck do we call this community of people who do not fall into the heteronormative or gender binary or what have you? I scrolled quite a bit down the comments and noticed some great discussion about GSM or gender sexual minorities versus alphabet soup. Alphabet soup just gets to be a mouthful, and it's exclusionary because sometimes people don't know what all the letters stand for, and more often than not, people just list off LGBT, maybe QIA. And there are a lot of people in that community who don't have a letter. Me, for example. I am a biromantic heterosexual. Where's my letter? I don't have one, and I probably never will, because even within this community, I'm a minority. This is a real problem, and I don't think just throwing more letters into this obnoxious acronym is going to solve anything. Now, GSM is a little more inclusionary as to the people in the community, but it excludes allies, and I think that that's a very important distinction because allies are important. They use their privilege to help us, and I honestly don't think that we could get anywhere without allies. Now, I actually considered myself an ally for a really long time, up until earlier this year when I finally found a label that I liked. But since then, I've felt more excluded from this community because, again, I'm a minority in this community. There are more allies than there are biromantic heterosexuals. And, newsflash, GSM doesn't cover me either. Because I'm cisgendered, so I'm not a gender minority, and I'm heterosexual, so I'm not a sexual minority. My romantic orientation is what's weird about me, and I'm not represented. So whichever label you use for this community doesn't cover this. My preferred term for our community is the queer community. Now, I know that that has a lot of negative connotations in the past, but I truly believe that in order to reclaim a word, you need to let everybody, regardless of whether or not they're in the community or not, use the term as long as it's in a nice, correct, polite way. I like the term queer because it covers everything. It encompasses sexualities all across the board. It covers every single variation in gender identity and expression. And it includes romantic orientation. What? And it can include allies if you want it to, and I want it to. Alphabet soup divides our community into L's, G's, B's, T's. And GSM separates our community into gender minorities and sexual minorities. And I like queer because it brings us all together. And it also makes me more comfortable to call myself biromantic and heterosexual and an ally to everybody who is marginalized or oppressed. Using the term queer makes me feel better about being biromantic, heterosexual, and an ally, because I truly believe that we all need to be allies to everybody who is marginalized or oppressed, regardless of whether or not they're in the queer community or not. Everybody is different and unique and wonderful, and we all need to work together in order to make the world see this. Anyway, those are just my 2 cents. Please feel free to continue the conversation below, because respectful conversation is always welcome. Thanks, and I will see you guys later. Bye! This is my end screen, and this is my end screen song. Yeah!